Hello, everyone. Welcome to BLTs Bible Life Talks with Brian Corey. I'm so glad that you're with me on today. Listen, I want to talk to us from the scripture, Isaiah 26:3. And it says, "Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee." I will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee. I just want to encourage someone with this scripture on today, because someone may be looking for peace, maybe looking for perfected peace, maybe looking for perfect peace. And this scripture lets us know that we can experience perfect peace, but we have to do something. We have to keep our mind stayed on God. In other words, we got to get our mind right. You see, it's impossible for us to experience true peace if we don't have our minds renewed. If we don't have our minds set on things that are going to be worthwhile for our spiritual growth, our spiritual development. If we're not reading our Bible, if we're not listening to sermons, if we're not having conversation with other believers that's causing our faith to be built, it's going to be very hard for us to have our mind renewed. Or it's going to be very hard for us to have our mind focus on God. And if the scripture says, "Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee," that means that we have to get our minds right. We have to be very strategic in how we take care of our mind. You know, we wake up every single morning, we take a bath, we take care of this body. You brush your teeth, you take care of your teeth. You comb your hair, you wash your hair, you do all these different things to take care of these various things in our lives. But are we really consciously taking care of our mind? Like, are we really invested into taking care of our mind so that we can have peace? And the person who has their mind focused on God, the next part of the scripture says, "Because he trusted in thee." So there's something that happens when we have our mind set on God, when we have our mind focused on the things of God, that when we have our mind and our meditation is on scripture, there's something that happens. It causes us to have a trust. It causes us to have this understanding that it's all going to work out. And this trust brings about peace. Think about as a child. When you were with your parents, you had so much peace. You didn't have any care around. You had all these things that may be going on around you, but you didn't really have a care in the world. You had so much peace. And what was that peace bathed in? What was the basis of that peace? The basis of that peace was that you trusted them. You trusted them. And so, "Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee." When we get our minds right, we'll find out that we can trust God in the midst of circumstances, in the midst of situations, and it will cause us to have a perfected peace. Peace that's perfect. Peace that surpasses our understanding, that keeps our heart and our mind stayed on God. Look, thank you so much for joining me for BLTs on today. I am always glad and elated to be with you, but guess what, y'all? I still look forward to talking to you soon. You take care. Peace.